I'm Smári McCarthy, CEO and co-founder of Ecosophy. Our product is EarthOS, and I'm here with my colleague Steph, also co-founder. So we basically run into this observation that over the last 30-odd years, the amount of Earth observation data has been growing exponentially. We went from having relatively little information about the state of the planet to having enormous amounts of it. But most of the tooling hasn't really changed. A lot of it is very much stuck in the 80s and 90s in the way that people will access and process and work with this data, which is very problematic because on the one hand it means that you have seasoned professionals often spending 2 or 3 weeks of data analysis before they get to any actual results. And what's worse, you have thousands of companies around the world that should be using Earth observation data, whether that's meteorological, climatological, oceanographic, you name it, who aren't, right? And so we are building this platform to make it easier for all of these companies to use this data. And so simple software as a service platform based on subscriptions, where you can access and visualize all sorts of data, build models, and view the outcomes. The way to think about this, it's a little bit like Google Earth and Excel as one thing, right? You type in formulas, you get results on the planet. We also have an API for those who prefer that kind of thing. It's all very, very simple. So why would you use this? Well, different kinds of use cases. This is very much around monitoring and modeling, so things like methane emissions tracking, environmental impact monitoring, or tracking species shift over time, whether that's in agricultural contexts or conservation contexts. Mitigation of, say, humanitarian disasters, disasters of any kind, but also things like commodities trading, high-frequency trading on commodities markets that are informed then by climate data, disease pest management, and so on. Adaptation, recovery. So again, there we're looking at things like how our buildings going to get impacted, how our city is going to get impacted, how our country is going to be impacted by changes to the climate. And very importantly, we're not just looking at climatological or meteorological data, because socioeconomic data, as long as it has a latitude and longitude and some value, we can use that equally. So that all works. Basically, we come into the Earth observation data supply chain with different points there. We basically take all of the lower end of the thing. We don't create the data, we just make it accessible and usable by the people who need it, right? So this is a screenshot of our interface. It works. You can come try it out later. Writ broadly, we're all about just making it easier for you to do all of these different things. Now, in terms of pricing, we've got different tiers of subscription. This is all kind of coming up shortly. But to not break Aaron's rules too much, here's what we're talking about when we're talking about the market. The top of the market, that's where you get the big guys who are building the super, super specialized stuff. Jupiter Intelligence has been mentioned a couple of times recently. They are focused on a very, very specific type of problem. We're focused on making it easy for everybody else to do all of the other things, right? So at the top of the market, we're talking about disaster management, finance, insurance, consulting, the companies that need to do very big, complicated things with our system, but are sufficiently weird that it isn't worthwhile for any software company to build a very specific product for them, right? Then you have the middle of the market. That's where we're just doing targeted advertising. Don't actually sell to them in direct sales. They can come along and sign up. And that's where you see things like conservation, journalism, and whatnot. And then, of course, the low end of the market. Honestly, just from an ideological perspective, we win if all of the individuals can sign onto this system for a low price and understand their environment better, right? So we're trying to capture all of that. So, of course, revenue projections are almost always fictional, so I won't dwell too much on this. But we have been talking with a large number of companies. We're starting to onboard companies and customers, And yeah, it's coming along well, but we've been basically developing this thing for quite a while. In terms of competition, there are a lot of products that do parts of what we're building, but there's not, no company so far, no product so far, that creates the level of interoperability across datasets that we do. So our formula capabilities, our interoperability is unique. And then we have plans for a virtual marketplace where other companies, other data providers can come and offer up their data, their analysis tools on top of our platform and earn account. So right now, our situation is this. We have a product, it works. We aren't quite in a position to really start selling it full force because we need money. So we're raising a $1 million pre-seed round with the intent of onboarding the first 30 odd customers over the next 18 months. Actually, 30 is then we're talking about the high value slice, and essentially validate the market, get to about 400K in annual revenue, and start building out the sales capacity that we currently need. So we have the technological and scientific capacity. We don't have enough of the sales capacity, and that's what we're trying to do now. So aiming for selling about 20% of the company for $1 million. So we already have some investors lined up. We're eager to get more. So come and talk to us. I think, yeah, actually this is an old team slide. We've got more people helping us out now, but yeah, we'll leave it at that.